18 pairs of pants for kids in Finland.
No, not 18, just joke.
It is a imaginary number.
Probably not, though.
Probably 8.
8.
Hello.
What an absolute privilege it is to be able to have your parents on your YouTube channel. That is exactly what we're doing. We're interviewing my parents in today's episode, and we are talking about how do you prepare your child to study abroad. Okay, when I say child, I mean young adult, because we are talking about higher education in this case, such as bachelor's degree, master's degree. But as my mom likes to say, for her, I will always be her child. So we are going to ask them every step of the way, how did they prepare? How has it been for them financially to prepare, mentally to prepare? And how is it for them to see me now 7 years later? Okay, so if you do enjoy this video, please do remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and let's go! So this video goes back years. It goes back, you can say, basically a decade in the making from when preparations first started. So I'm really excited to get into all the details. Okay, let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
So how did you both start preparing me for this journey of studying abroad someday?
From her childhood, she was very much, interested in the science stream. And then she opted for, bachelor's, bachelor's degree in a Christ University, and Bangalore, in India.
Yeah.
And that's also, she took a very vibrant combination. It's a biotechnology, chemistry, zoology. Yeah. So that's actually, we are so some kind of, we thought, how could she manage so many important subjects? But she did it very well, and that's actually the roadmap. And after finishing that, then she started vigorously looking for the universities, and you did well. You have got opportunities from different universities, but I think from the core of your heart, you accepted the invitation from University of Turku because they were offering you 100% scholarship at that time.
Yes, that played a big role, I think.
That definitely played a big role. Yes,
Yeah.
I do agree.
Yeah. But already during my bachelor's, I think we were preparing about masters. We were preparing that
you did,
the next step is...
And that was actually very, you were looking at the positions, particularly you were interested in Europe, though you were also applying in Australia and some other universities in, Asia also. But your target was to reach Europe, because Europe was always, kind of considered in India as a, very important place in science and technology.
Yes, so as you can see, this has been definitely something that was a family effort. So my mom was involved, my dad was involved, I was obviously involved. So maybe when kids move abroad, or children, I don't know what to call them, because they're neither kids or children. They are 18, 19-year-old young adults, but you know what I mean. Maybe for other countries, they decide these things on their own, but I think it's quite common in Asian households that this is kind of a decision that is taken jointly. And I am happy that that was the case, because as a young adult, you maybe lack a little bit of perspective, and then your parents can weigh in, and my parents definitely weighed in, and I think that's been very good. So, a big part of moving abroad, you might think that you're going to study, but you're actually going to build a life. So you need to be independent, and you need to be able to adapt. And that's why my next question to my mom is, how did you know that I would be able to handle myself when I moved abroad. And in Bengali, that translates to তুমি কি করে জানলে যে আমি সামলাতে পারবো নিজেকে বিদেশে গিয়ে?
এটা আমি ছোট থেকেই তোকে দেখেছি। তুই নিজে যখন অনেক ছোট, নিজের ব্যাগ নিজে গোছানো, নিজের কাপড় জামা, নিজের টিফিন, সব ব্যাপারটাই তুই নিজেকে অ্যারেঞ্জ করতে পারতিস। কখনো ডিপেন্ড করতে হতো না প্যারেন্টসের উপরে, স্পেশালি আমার উপরে। হ্যাঁ, নিজের স্পেশালি হোমওয়ার্ক, অ্যান্ড আমি কখনো তোকে হেল্প করিনি এই ব্যাপারটায়। আর সবসময় কোনো ডিসিশন নেওয়া, নিজের সব কিছুই তুই নিজে করেছিস। এটা থেকে আমি বুঝেছি তুই ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্টলি তুই অনেক সাউন্ড, তুই নিজে সব কিছু করতে পারবি।
So yes, I also completely agree with mom. You are so independent from your childhood. So that's why we are not at all worried about that when you will be going abroad. It should not be any problem to you.
Yeah. But then if someone's child isn't independent, that is important that they are trained or they are taught to be independent, because that is a life lesson.
Yes.
Maybe that.
Yes, that's the reason the parents need to, upbringing their, children in that way that they should be, kind of pose any problem when they will land to the other countries. Yeah.
No.
I agree with you.
So a master's degree is considered higher education. It is often the last education that people pursue. Of course, someone might choose to continue with a PhD, but generally speaking, it is considered higher education. So let's talk about my previous education, my bachelor's degree and my high school. Do you think my previous education played an important role in me being able to study in Finland?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I actually, tried to little bit emphasize on this point. When you took that, your subjects in the bachelor's, you have carefully, taken those subjects because there are a lot of combinations, but you took that the biotechnology and, kind of chemistry, which has a very important bonding. And, without that chemistry, you won't be able to do the biotechnology. And without the biotechnology, it's very difficult to, look and think of your, good, achievements in kind of a drug discovery or, kind of pharmaceuticals. So this is very closely bonded.
Closely.
So
yes,
that's
really.
the reason you did, a very good choice. And you actually did a very good internship. I say the summer training in different laboratories. And as very importantly, make her choose the laboratories in such a way that, that she could extrapolate those things in her future dreams. And that's the best part I should mention. And when she wrote the letter of motivation, she most importantly mentioned or highlighted those experience as your kind of a, what did you work, what did you do there, what was your major priority areas. And that's the way I think that's actually helped you to get and secure a position in the, European countries, because you did the very right way.
Yeah, specifically University of Turku. That's actually very interesting that he brought that up, because I had totally forgotten about this. This is something that totally left my mind, but my parents, of course, remember. And he is totally right, because in Finland, work experience plays a very important role. And by the time that you are applying for a master's degree, they do want you to have real life experiences, even if they are traineeships, even if they are internships, and that really goes a long way. So, Mom, what do you think about the Indian education system?
India's education system is very difficult. Everybody is doing a rat race. Everybody wants to be fast, and everybody wants to a higher position. But in Europe, by others of India, they don't have that kind of rat race. That's why I'm happy you came here. You will do your own way, and you did good. That's make me very happy.
True. Me too.
So, Dad, I know you had to save quite a while to be able to send me abroad.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of preparation in terms of finances. So, can you tell the audience a little bit about how did you prepare to financially to send me abroad?
Yeah, when you were doing your bachelor's, I started saving money. And so in terms of, at this moment in 2018, I remember it was almost in the tune of rupees 5 lakh.
Yeah.
I accumulated, and it was also at that time maybe a little bit more than 5 lakh, maybe 6 lakhs or something. But it was the norm of this, Finnish embassy. That they said that this must be the amount it should
For
have
a
to
study
be
residency.
study, for the study period, and that I actually kept in my savings account, and then it was good for you, because you were getting the scholarship.
Yeah.
That's for your educational tuition fees and for the whole entire year.
Yeah.
So then I just kept it.
Yes. So basically, my dad had to prepare the living expenses that needed to be shown on the bank statement for getting a study residence permit. Now, if you are not getting a scholarship, you would also have to prove that you are able to pay the tuition fees. So the tuition fees for 1 year, something like 12,000 euros. So for 2 years, that's 24,000 euros, for example, for the degree program that I studied. And these are just proof of funds that you are going to need to have. And that can take time because it's a lot of money. So, for example, in my parents' case, it took around 2 years to be able to save that money. So already when I was doing my bachelor's, that was something that my dad was preparing for. So, question for my mom. So how did you help me prepare for the challenges that I might face in a new country?
আমি এটা ছোটবেলা থেকেই তোকে দেখেছি, তুই মেন্টালি ফিজিক্যালি খুব স্ট্রং ছিলিস। কারণ যখনই কোনো ব্যাপারে ওকে কিছু সিচুয়েশন ফেস করতে হলে তুই আগে ফেস করতিস, তারপরে তুই আমাকে বলতিস, আর সেই ডিসিশনগুলোও কিন্তু ভালো থাকতো, ঠিক থাকতো, সবসময় আমাদের ইন্টারফারেন্স লাগতো না। হ্যাঁ, তুই যা ডিসিশন নিতি সেটা ঠিক ছিল, আর ফিজিক্যালিও তুই অনেক ফিটই ছিলিস, সবসময় সব জায়গায় তুই স্পোর্টসে সব জায়গায় তুই ভালো করেছিস। ওই জন্যই আমি ভেবেছি তুই বাইরে এসে তুই ঠিক করতে পারবি, ভালো করতে পারবি।
And she was very good at, crisis management, and she handled it very nicely and very effectively. And that was the best part. We are not that much worried when you went abroad.
But you were a little bit worried.
Yeah, kind of. But as a parents, everybody worried, but it is not that much, because we knew that you were doing well and you were quite, independent. That was
the first year is probably the most difficult for both parents.
Both the parents, when you are coming to the new country, that's for everything. You will also be, kind of, when you will see this in future, but it is okay.
I remember actually the school year started in September, and my dad came to drop me off, and I was missing the home so much that I convinced him that I want to come home for winter holidays in December, and that's quite crazy. Now, even with me being someone who's working full time, I barely managed to go to India once in 2 years. And being a student, I was still like crying to my dad, please, I want to come.
All the time we are demanding, we need another phone number, because sometimes we are not picking the phone properly. We want to reach.
She was in the classroom or kind of,
that percent. Yes, we are all the thing demanding that. Yes.
Okay, so I think one of the biggest decisions was to come to Finland in my life, and choosing the University of Turku. So how do you think we made this big decision?
Yes, Megha. It's a very important question. And I must acknowledge that when you were searching for the different universities, Fortunately, I actually had a connection with these universities long back when I was doing my, PhD postdoc studies. That time we had actually collaborating with some of these faculties here, and it struck to my mind, and I was just kind of thinking of to apply for why don't you apply for this position. And that time you were also very enthusiastic. You applied for this position. And then I was searching of that university's history, ranking, which is very much essential. And very stunnedly, I was getting very, surprised. This is a very old university, and it was having a very good rank all over this, ranking procedure. And this is the most important point. Another thing is that what I also discussed with you, that at present there are a lot of universities all over the world. I mean, I don't want to particularly mention, but they are actually some pre-rated universities. They don't have any infrastructure or any kind of faculties, and sometimes people fall into the trap. But you didn't do that thing. You did the right thing, and we had a good exercise, and you got the position.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
we researched the
Yes,
university
you got
well, and you also found an old
Yes,
connection
yes,
with
true.
the university that was a very random coincidence.
Absolutely, I agree.
And মা ফিনল্যান্ড সম্পর্ক তোমার কি মনে হয়?
ফিনল্যান্ড তো মানে ভীষণ সুন্দর একটা দেশ, আর এটা এটা হচ্ছে সেফেস্ট কান্ট্রি। হ্যাঁ, এখানে এত সেফ যে, আর এটা হচ্ছে হ্যাপিয়েস্ট কান্ট্রি ইন দ্য ওয়ার্ল্ড। আর আমি ওই জন্য ভীষণ গ্ল্যাড যে এখানে আমার মেয়েকে আমি এখানে পাঠিয়েছি। আমার এক্সট্রা কোনো ওয়ারিডনেস নেই, কিছু নেই, আমি নিশ্চিন্তে থাকতে পারি। যখন শুনেছি রাত্রির 1টার সময় তোরা ফিরছিস, আমার কাছে এটা সারপ্রাইজ।
খটখটে সূর্যের আলোর মধ্যে
এটা ভীষণ সুন্দর একটা এক্সপিরিয়েন্স আমাদের কাছেও, যে আমি একটা ভালো জায়গায় আমার মেয়েকে পাঠাতে পেরেছি।
And it's a wise decision because, well, it is safe.
True.
Safe, yes, 100% safe.
Okay, so right now it's July 2025, but Mom, Dad, let's go into a time machine, and I'm going to ask you, do you actually remember what we were doing 7 years ago? What were we doing in July 2018?
Yes,
Wow.
we went to when we know that you are get admission in Finland. We make a list. We need 2 or 3 jackets, heavy jacket. We need some utensils, we need some grocery, some snacks, and so many things, and 2 big suitcases. And we have to, ultimately we know we have only 25 kgs. We are so upset.
Now it is 23 kg.
Now is 23. Yes, that I remember that day. Yes, really, really horrible.
So very busy times. What about you, Dad? Do you remember what we were doing in 2018 July?
Oh yeah, a lot of activities, lot of things, kind of a show match things to shopping, kind of every day going to the marketplace and making a list, and strike off which is having we have already taken, which is I were to take. And another thing, first of all, we gave so much of time for your first booking in the Airbnb. And we are searching of which locality will first come, and then after how far it is from the university. And it was lots of things, kind of what will be your socks, how cold that time it would be. Ultimately, when we reached, we saw, oh my gosh, it was so hot and warm. That was the hottest summer I was, because after that I came 2 times.
Yeah.
But 2018 summer was a very hot summer.
It was a very
Yeah. So ultimately, what I remember, at that time, the July was a very hectic schedule for both Mom and me.
Yeah.
But we are very happy at the same time, because you are going abroad and, kind of most of the things. But we are happily doing these things, yeah.
So it was a very busy time, and when we landed in Finland, like my dad mentioned, it was the warmest summer, but we thought, okay, Finland, it's going to be cold, and I think I was the only Indian walking around in Finland on a really hot day with a beanie on, so I had a people, and I think some Finnish people thought I had gone completely crazy, but it's just I got off the plane from India the day before, and my parents were convinced that like it's going to be cold.
Yes.
So I can't believe that it's been 7 years. It's a fairly long time. How does it feel to see the life Chris and I have now that it's been 7 years?
Yeah, wonderful. I really am so much excitement, so much of enjoy, so much of happiness, what I could not express in my words. But it is more than more than what we thought at that time. You deserve a lot of things, with your both of your guys, you have done wonderful things. I mean, you have established your career, you have finally settled down over here in Turku, and you are doing wonderful things. We are very happy and we are very proud of this. Yeah, and thank you so much.
I'm very happy to see here their new apartment, new house is really good. I like that, especially they have a forest part and patio, and they are settled. Everything decoration is so nice, so nicely they do everything. I'm very happy to see that. And please come, Chris, join with us.
Come,
Please.
come. Okay, that was such a walk down memory lane. My parents remembered stories that honestly I had forgotten about, and that made it all the more joyful and, well, just special for me because really it was such a discussion that I was looking forward to having with my parents. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you still have any questions about this topic, you know what to do. You need to leave it in the comments below so we can get back to you. Was there any aspect of this topic that was not addressed and you would like to ask me or my parents? Do let us know.
Thanks for watching this video.
Remember, you have to give a thumbs up.
And subscribe to our channel.
About life in Finland. See you in the next video.
Bye-bye.